There we go. Hello, my very dear Aquarians. This is a reading for you for the week of May 26th, or whenever you hear this and it resonates. So I didn't know I was going to do Aquarius. Again, it was just a sign that popped into my head as the next. So here we are. And what I heard in my head was by the sea. And I'm thinking, by the sea, well, that's nice and gentle and relaxing. But it was an old song that I remember hearing on my dad's old retro albums, like music from the old days. And it was, by the sea, by the sea, by the beautiful sea, all alone, oh, how happy we'll be. Or words to that effect. I think it was you and I, oh, how happy we'll be. But it had that quality of rah, 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 we're going to be happy, this is going to be great. And it was actually written in 1914. And the music during that period of time, a lot of it was very much designed to lift people's spirits because of the war, to try to create a certain confidence, a sense of well-being, to get people through the horrors of it, right? So why is this relevant to you, I was asking? And it is this. It's that you are not false. You are not phony. You do sometimes have a tendency to feel as though it's all on you to make it great. It's all on you to lift the day, to lift the party, to always be the one that is up. And always have the ideas, always have the next thing in plan. And there can be within that a forgetfulness of the fact that you are co-creating with Spirit. And Spirit wants to remind you that Spirit is with you, that you don't have to struggle and do it all on your own. But the tendency is because you have often felt in your life as though you needed to really make things work, you can very easily get into that sense of needing to produce, needing to come up with. You're used to being your own reference point for making things happen. And you're being asked to please remember that the divine is loving you right now in such a huge way and is supporting you and your beautiful energy in such a beautiful way, so that you don't have to struggle, that you are allowed to dream and let your dreams be the thing that guide you, and to be open to intuition. But you can't be open and interactive with the other realms unless you allow yourself to have a calm focus, unless you're able to bring your energy in and give up some of the struggle and the efforting to God, to Spirit, to your angels, to your guides, because the team is there to help you. And if you are somebody who's listening to this who doesn't know if you've got a team, you do. We all have spirits helping us. The more you remember to remember them, the more you set the intention that you are only going to allow those spirits who are working with you for your highest good and for the highest good of all concerned, and that you would like to know them better, the more you will. The calmer that you can get, understanding that, you know what, this is a new day for me. I get to look at life from a different way. I get to give up the struggle about having to produce. I'm tongue-tied today. I get to give up the idea that I've got to make it happen, or it will be a disaster, or I will not be loved, or I will not be safe. I get to give that old belief up now. I get to look at things in a new way, because now I remember, and I'm choosing to remember, that God, Source, is head over heels in love with me, and I have the team that I need. And I will always have the team that I need, because the right spirits will come along to help me when I need them. Calm focus gets you out of that sense of struggle, right? And it's the calm focus that allows you to really be aware of the fact that you are in dialogue with the universe. or the universe is trying to dialogue with you. But if you don't pick up the phone, if you don't hear them calling, you got to do your part. And this is a new pattern for you. This is you really being willing to say, okay, let's do this differently now. Now, we've talked before about the importance of the Aquarian energy. And it is very important because as much as you have sometimes felt as though it's been almost a burden for you to, I don't want to say be the life of the party, because sometimes it's really not that. It might be the one who has all the answers, the one who's supposed to fix things, the one who's supposed to be the protector. But it's usually something that involves upliftment of a person or a group of people, support of, whether it's in healing or art. You're being asked to remember that that is a high frequency, but still linked very much to a personality level. And you're being asked to please remember that there is another you. There is another you that is watching you. Today, no matter what emotion you're feeling, physical sensation you're experiencing, or event you're experiencing through your personality, remember and state silently, there is another part of me that is untouched and unaffected by this. There is a me, capital M, watching me. And that is your higher mind. That is your higher self. That is where you are more inclined to get your intuitive inspirations, where you're going to be more creative. That is definitely where you anchor into a quality of calm and connection with the universe, your spirit guides, your angels, where you can get that divine inspiration, where you can get the kind of information and support in any given moment when you need it, to be able to move through whatever situation seems to be resistant with ease. Now, that might mean, as you possibly know, channeling an answer you didn't know you had. It might mean suddenly having a sense of confidence in a situation where previously you might have apologized for yourself or defended or backed down away from something in order to avoid a conflict. These are all possibilities, because these are all very much human nature, but also very much in keeping with what can often be an Aquarius who is a little bit out of balance, okay? So Aquarius, you are really being reminded, and again, the surrendering. This is so important because a lot of you are on the verge of creating things. And this is what I'm being reminded of now, is you are on the verge of not just on the verge, you're in the process of creating things. But so Spirit is asking me to remind you that this is you creating in a very different way. This is you deliberately co-creating with Spirit. And that getting out of struggle and choosing to wait for information, choosing to go into calm focus so that you can get information about the next best step, and the next best step might be you taking a break, you doing a healing, you do whatever. What the next best step for your position is and whatever it is you're doing, it's not giving up. It's surrendering into the flow and allowing there to be divine guidance for you, and allowing yourself to take the time to feel it, to dream, to continue dreaming instead of just having an idea and then working straight for it. When you find yourself going into struggle, you're being asked, look for cognitive distortions, because often when you think of struggle, it's about overdoing. And cognitive distortions can be the things that kind of put us there. So what's a cognitive distortion? It's a statement that is not a fact that sounds like an absolute. So I will use the example again. I have nothing to wear. I have lots to wear. I just don't feel like wearing any of the clothes I have in my closet. Well, now that changes everything. I have lots to wear. I'd like something new, as opposed to, I have nothing. You feel the difference in the energy there? So look, when you find yourself going into struggle, losing the ability to dream, look at how you've been thinking and look at where your cognitive distortions are. It might be, it'll never happen. I have no idea what this is. Well, no, actually, you do have some idea. You have feelings. You may have already had dreams. And so along with the cognitive distortions, I think this is perfect because what comes out, but notice your choices. Notice whatever it is in any particular moment when you're feeling that struggle, when you're feeling tired, when you're not sure what to do. Notice what you're thinking. Notice anytime you have that wonderful dream or that possibility turn into a negative, and why? What are you thinking? And what could you be thinking instead? Chances are it's linked to a cognitive distortion. Okay? So I could encapsulate this, but I think if you just listen to it, I think it's going to make, I think it flows. I think it makes sense. Aquarians, basically, I'm just going to finish off by saying Spirit is really reminding you. Your energy is so valuable. Your creativity, your desire to help and empower other people is very positive. It does not have to be done with a frenetic energy. When you calmly focus yourself, when you allow yourself to give up the idea that struggle is going to make it happen better than if you relax and calm and invite help in, you can really, really make huge movements forward. And your energy is important on the earth at this time. Again, whether you're making great things happen that's going to affect many people, or whether or not it is just you as this beautiful little spark within your community that is radiating light into the you're that beautiful pebble into the pond that sends out radiating flows of positivity. Even if it's just that, the energy that you're putting into group conscious mind, because you are that energy, this is going to help you stay in that frequency. This is going to help you take care of yourself so you don't burn out. This is going to help you be helped by Spirit, okay? Because Spirit wants to. Remember, it wants you to move along. It's nudging you. Well, now it's saying, hello, anybody there? Are you listening? Because we're here. And this is how you can listen. Okay, Aquarius, I'm going to leave you with that. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you around.